Hi there and welcome. These are your handover videos for your Coachman Acadia 575. These are essentially a basic walkthrough on how to set up and operate the caravan as if you were coming on or off site. Starting off first, you have your black hitch head here and black lever. You have to have that black lever pulled up just like so. You can then wind down the jockey wheel onto the tow ball itself, snap down that black handle, push up this red button and expose a green ring. You then have your breakaway cable just here. If you have an eye point, legality states it has to be used. If not, wrap it around the tow ball. You do have 13-pin electric, so if you do have 7-pin adaptation on your car, make sure to bring yourself an adapter. Alco ATC will only activate if it has a full 12-volt power coming from the 13-pin electric. Then have your handbrake here, which you just engage and disengage by pressing up and down. Then 2 points either side and 2 points at the back, we have inserts for your legs. The caravan itself comes with a leg winder, or you can get yourself a 19mm drill bit and a power drill just to make it that bit quicker. Do not attempt to jack up or level the caravan using your legs, they're simply used for stabilisation. Then we are using our test equipment today here, so I have a red propane gas bottle with an in-date gas hose connecting onto this regulator. Black gas hoses will run for 5 years. This one is dated 2025, so will take me to 2030. You have your regulator just here. Now the bolt for it is on top, so hand tighten that as much as you can, and then just nip it up using your spanner. You don't want it ridiculously tight because there is an O-ring inside which can put pressure on the O-ring, so just essentially nip it up. Once both sides are firmly connected, twist the gas bottle in the positive or open direction. On the opposing side, starting off first, we have your flue. Your flue is used to get clean air in and out of your boiler. Don't have to do anything with this except make sure it's nice, clean and tidy. Then next to it, we have your water pump. So, water pump connects in by just pressing in, nice and easy. You then have this cap to go over the top of the acroll to make sure no nastiness gets inside. And then you have your strainer at the bottom. Now it's crucial that the strainer sits at the bottom of the barrel to get the maximum potential of water, as it can lead to coughs, gasps and splutters if it's not reaching all of the water. Then inserting the water pump, you just go like so, press down the cap, and it can't be removed unless you fancy breaking a cap. Then just next to it, we have your battery locker. Just here is where your battery would sit. You need a 12 or 13mm spanner to be able to connect the terminals on. And just next to it, you have your inserts for your mains plug-in. Mains plugs in nice and easy. Then you have a little bit of a cutout to be able to feed the mains lead through to lock up the battery locker. Motor mover will be gone over on collection. Then just here we have your 2 points where your wastewater will come out of. You'll need some 28.5mm waste pipe to then feed into a waste master that you can empty out at the appropriate point on site. Then lastly, we have your toilet function. So first up, we have your cassette toilet. To remove this, press up on the orange handle and pull out towards you. Now this handle does also extend out and up and can essentially be used similar to a carry-on suitcase. Then what you want to do, twist this head to the side, open up the cap just like so. What you want to do is tilt, and at the same time as tilting, continually pressing the vent button. Then open up this component. This is only a recommendation. Feed in some fresh water, give it a little bit of a shake, and again tilt and vent. Then on this cap just here, we have measurements in both imperial and metric, and that is for your blue chemical. Blue chemical goes into that cap, back to that component, twist it to the side and press it so that the orange handle sits behind those white teeth. Then just up above we have your flush tank. The flush tank itself can hold around 12 litres of water, however I wouldn't recommend putting in any more than 10 as you don't want to overfill the compartment. Now you can also add a bit of what's called pink chemical, which works as a bleach without being corrosive and makes the toilet smell a bit nicer. Now you don't want to travel with either of these two full, so just up here you've got a little bung to drain off the flush tank. I forgot what it's called. The caravan itself will be fully drained off before you leave with it. Then underneath your right hand side seat, you have all of this here, so I wouldn't recommend storing anything under. You have your boiler just here, which is your combi flow. Sorry, not your combi flow, your Alder. Then you have these two drain valves just here. Now, the drain valves themselves, when they're in the horizontal position, is allowing the flow of water to come through. They will be left in the vertical position when you do collect, which is the drain position. So, anytime that you come off site, give it a drain off. November to March, leave that up permanently unless you're actively using the caravan, and just make sure that you do drain it off, as you don't want water sloshing around the system, as it can do some damage. This blue box here is essentially your brain box for your motor mover. And then if I pull down this compartment, you have both your trips and fuses. All your trips in the upright position and all your fuses in the correct position there as well. And just here we have your main control panel. So you have your main on and off just here. You have lights for internal. There we go. Then you have your awning light just here, so press that in. Go to the outside and you can see your awning light just on there. You then have the amount of power coming into the van, so when I press that in, it shows full, meaning the maximum potential is coming in. That button's redundant, it's what they use on the motorhome system as well. Then just here we have your pump button. So for the pump, you press that in and you'll begin to hear it get pushed through into the boiler. Now what that does is it will draw it through into the boiler, and any time that I open up a tap, it will replace the water that has been lost. So, because I've not used it yet, I'm going to wait 2 to 3 minutes. Whilst I do that, I will show you your Alder system. So this is for your heating and hot water. This is your home screen, tells you the internal temperature is currently 17.5 degrees. Press in menu and you come to this screen. So the top one, the house with the thermometer, that is for the internal temperature of the caravan that you desire. It's currently set to 22 and I can go down and up in 0.5. I can also press and hold it and it will gradually get higher. Whatever I set it to will get to that temperature in around about an hour. Now, next up you have your water temperature. So that is for the shower icon. You can either have it off as it is now, halfway, which will get the water temperature to around about 40 to 50 degrees, or full. Now what full does, it prioritizes the water temperature over the actual heating of the caravan for around about an hour. It will get to about 60 to 70 degrees and then drop it back down to halfway after that hour. So ideal if you want to use the shower in the morning. Next up, you have your energy sources. So you've got the choice of either 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts of mains, or you can have strictly gas, or you can have gas and a mixture of 1, 2 and 3. So you've got the choice of either gas mains or a mixture of both. Then if I press this button here, I have some additional settings. Not going to go through these as essentially we've set this panel to what we believe is the easiest to use. However, if you'd like to have a look inside your book pack to see what they represent, please do so. Now naturally the screen will fade off so it doesn't disturb you whilst you sleep. However, that green LED will stay active to show you that it's on. However, press it in, that means the heating's off, there's no more heating in the van. That's been about 2 minutes there. Open up the taps on both cold and hot. You might get the odd splutter to start with, but what you're looking for is this nice steady continuous stream. If there are any continued splutters after about 15 seconds, go outside and check that the strainer is in the bottom of the barrel, the Acadia has plenty of water in it, your drain valve's in the correct position, and that there's not anything else wrong, to be honest. So what you're looking for, nice steady stream, check it on both hot and cold, check it on all different potentials, and then just turn it off like so. Then you can slightly hear it whir through to show that it's coming back through. Press that in, that means the pump is no longer active, meaning I can still draw the remaining water through, but it's just going to be impeccably weak. Just next to that, we have your hob grill and oven. Now, all of this operates on gas, minus the electric plate. Electric plate, just spin it to whatever gas mark, and it will get to that temperature. Everything else, press in on the dial, twist it to the side, and press your igniter. Now, I'd always recommend for you to test all of your gas appliances first before you try putting any of your heating or your fridge on gas. Now, it may be a case that a lot of the flames will light up and then fade off after a couple of seconds. That's normal. That's just the gas making its way through its system. But this is what it looks like when they're all lit. As you can see, all your flames nice and lit. Turn it off back to the central position. Then the same for the grill. As you can see there, grill nice and lit. And finally, we have your oven. So let's see if I can do this with one hand. And there you go, oven nice and lit there as well. Any other real thing to note, you want to travel with this glass sheet down, but don't put it down until all the burners are cold to the touch. You can travel with the gas hose on, but make sure the bottle itself is turned off. And just here we have your toilet operation, which is bog simple. Open that up, press in your button, and you can hear that motor. That motor is what will push around any water inside the system. Then to remove the waste, press the handle away from you, opens up the catch, pull it back towards you so that you're able to pull out the cassette toilet. When the cassette toilet is full, there'll be a red light telling you to empty. Then just here we have your Dometic fridge operation. So to turn this on, press and hold on this button. It will then flash up and go to its most recent memory, which in this case was mains on full capacity. I have the choice of either mains, gas, or 13-pin electric. That is not leisure battery. Just because it's got a battery symbol doesn't mean it is. Now, when I want to change source, I press in on the button, and you can see I've gone over for gas. Now for gas, you'll gradually hear it tick in, and then it will light, and then that means it's lit. However, as I said, don't do that until you've checked all your other appliances. Then you have your 13-pin setting. So if I were to press that in, you can see it begins to flash up and beep at me. So switch it back over to mains. Then I have the amount of power coming through into the fridge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. 5 being the most powerful, so it's going to chill it the quickest. It's not a case of the temperature, it's more the amount of power. Then as you can see, when the fridge is on, there's a blue light on telling you that it's all nice and lit. And to turn it off, press and hold in just here, it will flash off, no more blue light.